My name is Don Hadley. I'm president of Applied Vision Works, and I wanted to talk to you about events and feelings. A lot of times, an event occurs, and we take the event and the feelings, we push them together, and we start valuing, we start judging, we start trying to evaluate whether it was a good or bad event. To give you an example, when I was a busboy back in high school, there were two of us, and I went to my boss and I said, "Hey, I want more hours than this guy. I'm better than he is. I can handle Sundays on my own. He can't handle Sundays on his own." And the boss refused to give me more hours, so I quit and went somewhere else. I'll tell you the rest of the story in just a second. Another business example is there were two guys, John and Sam, that were actually very good friends outside of work. They also worked together. And one day, Sam found out that John got a bonus twice as much as he got, and that kind of upset him, and it bothered him, and he didn't say anything. So he was making some judgments and evaluations. Then both of them were working on a project, and he got pulled off the project, and he was upset by it, and he was told by Sue that John actually wanted him off the project. So basically, over about a year and a half, John and Sam's relationship got absolutely and completely destroyed. So I'll tell you the second half to that story in a second. So one of the psychological principles that's very useful in business and in personal life is you need to separate the event and the feelings or emotions. Feelings and emotions are important because they're a signal that we need to pay attention. We need to look at something, something may be wrong. Or the feelings just may simply be wrong. There may really be nothing wrong, but we're adding feeling or meaning or interpretation to events. So we need to split them up. So a lot of the ways that I coach splitting them up is that you need to cultivate a view of yourself called the director. So that's what the D stands for, is director. Is every event I'm in, this video for example, I'm sitting over in that chair watching me, and I'm listening to my tone of voice. I'm looking and trying to give objective feedback. So regardless of my feelings, I'm excited about doing this, or I'm afraid of doing this, whatever the emotions, I've got someone objective, myself, part of my mind, watching what's going on as a director. The reason this is so critical is, let me go back to my busboy example. I left my job. I found out about a year later that the reason the other guy was getting more hours, and he wasn't as good as me. I was much better. I should have gotten the hours. I was upset about it. He's married, has kids. You know what? That makes so much sense. I get it now. So I might have stayed working there happy. I might have left on a happier note. But whatever I chose to do, it would have been clearer if my director had said, "Hey, is what you're feeling accurate? Is he really liked more? Is he really being given an advantage?" Looking back, it was the right thing for them to do, is to let the guy keep working. So if I go back to the example of John and Sam, what Sam found out after the relationship with John had been destroyed is Sue was wrong. He was not pulled off the project because of John. They literally stopped the project, and the company did a bad job communicating that. So Sam was mad about something that never really happened or occurred, and John had nothing to do with it. By the same token, he also found out that the reason John got a bonus that was twice as much is that John actually had been working weekends on the project, had spent 3 or 4 times more time and energy on it, and Sam just didn't know it. And I find a lot of people destroy relationships, don't get as good of results. They quite frankly live an unhappier life because they're not breaking the feelings apart and identifying, are the feelings accurate? What are the facts of the situation? They're not stepping back to consider options, different ways of looking at it, and then choosing the best course of action. So many times in the feelings, they're lashing out without getting the facts, without looking at the event on its own. So bottom line, the reason I'm sharing this with you is, rather than ruining a relationship or having an unhappy hour or day or week, I would suggest bring out your director, make great friends with your director, have your director always watching you, and break the two pieces apart, get some information before you make a choice that could really harm things. Do less judging, do less evaluation, and do more observing, and then choosing what to do that's best for everybody. If you have any thoughts on this, would love to hear them. My email is dhadley@appliedvisionworks.com. Cell phone is 919-368-9008. Thank you very much.